Welcome to the Northstars Show, episode 16 of season 5. I'm Bruce Krentz. I do the talking here on the mic, try to hold things together. Behind the camera, executive producer, cameraman, and a guy that is about to enter a new stratosphere where he only has one name, like Cher. Around Thompson, when you say Paul, people know who you're talking about. You don't have to say Paul Anderson, you say Paul. He's behind the camera. We're putting on the Northstar Show. We got a great show coming up for you today. We talked to Doug Lamentang, not from Doug's Source for Sports on this time around. He's representing TomTech. They're sponsoring the game Saturday night, free admission. Tell your friends, bring them down. It's going to be good. We've got a couple of girls from the Norman Wild doing 1 minute. Callie Cummings and Blair Bodie are here with us. We're going to talk to Coach James Buchanan. But first, just before we get to Charles Manger, who was on the road along with Paul, one named Paul, to tell us what happened this past weekend. Underneath the coat this week, I got the Millennium Pig Project shirt. This shirt is at least half as old as you are. It's from the year 2000. We did this little event here where we roasted some beef hips underground, and then we kind of served them to everybody. Like we tried to put them in a pit and cook them. It didn't work. It was a great plan. We had this towering inferno for 2 days. We put the meat in there. It didn't work. We had to take them to some of the hotels and cook them. So it's not all about me. This is actually the Northstar Show. So you were on the road down south, a couple of road games. Can you tell the people what happened while I put the coat on?
Well, Friday night we lost 6-2 to Pembina Valley. Stefan scored both goals. First one assisted by Keith and the second assisted by Kaza and Trout. Saturday night we lost 10-3 to Pembina, and goal scorers were Moniaz Helcro, Moniaz assisted by Galarno and Pollock. And Sunday we lost to Winnipeg Wild 7-3. I scored the first one, assisted by Hunter and Braden. Keith got the second from Tate, Riom, and Stefan again. And Evan Ritchie scored the third, assisted by Hunter and Kaza.
I like it. I like how this guy's like a veteran broadcaster. You skipped Stefan's name, his last name, every time. Nukapiak?
I can't say it.
Nukapiak. So, and I think the blessing of the Northstar Show, we had Richie on here. We had Evan on a couple weeks ago talking about his midget AA stuff, and then he got called up and got a goal. So
yeah, it was nice to see.
It's good luck, and you had some good fortune this weekend too. Yeah. So just before we let you go, did it feel like you were playing good? Were you in all of those games even though the score didn't look so good?
I felt we were in them for a bit, and then kind of there's a couple second periods where they got us, and fast breaks hurt us a lot this weekend. Too many breakaways and stuff.
From the score sheet, it looked like you managed to stay out of the penalty box a little better than usual too. Is that just me, or was that kind of the case?
Yeah, but we got scored shorthanded a few times, so it doesn't help.
The other teams made good on their chances. A shirt that's pretty old from the year 2000, an awesome event. An awesome event too is coming to see Charles Manger. So come on down, free admission on Saturday night. Thanks for telling us what happened here.
Thanks for having me.
Here we are with head coach James Buchanan. James, had a little bit of a coaching change since we last did a show. Probably not too much to say with that. Doug stepped down and you're going to take the reins for the rest of the year. Is that where we're at?
Yeah, Doug cited some personal issues, and he's decided to step back. So they've asked me to step in as head coach, and for the moment, that's where we're at with that.
You're going to take the reins for the rest of the year. We appreciate having you at the wheel. We'll hit one more of them before we get into the games on this past weekend. There's been lots of buzz, social media around town about the roster and some of the kids not getting to play. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
Yeah, so there were 5 players declared ineligible by the AAA League and Hockey Manitoba as a whole. For whatever reason there was an issue with the roster. It is before appeal at the moment, and that's about all we can say about it.
Fair enough. So we lose those 5 guys. We got a couple other people on suspension. So the faces on the bench and the faces on the bus were a little bit different than we've seen most of the year, but still a decent weekend down south. I think. What were your thoughts on your games down there?
I thought, we started off not too badly on Friday. We got out of the first period tied at 2, and, I thought we were playing with them really for the most of the game. Just fast breaks with some newer personnel or some guys who weren't used to logging a whole lot of minutes on the back end. They got caught watching the puck a little bit, and, fast breaks in those 2 Pembina Valley games, they are really what cost us.
We usually do blues and golds. Put you on the spot. What were some of the golds? I mean, blues right there is getting caught maybe flat-footed, but what were some of the golds from the weekend that you thought looked good?
Yeah, Charles Manger, he managed to score his first goal for the Northstars, so he was pretty excited with that. Stefan Nukapiak, he had a 2-goal night on Friday against Pembina Valley, and you could see it in his eyes. He was very excited. He's had a jump in his step ever since. Evan Ritchie, one of our late season call-ups, he got his first goal in the uniform, so that was nice for him. Aside from just scoring goals, I was pleased with the way a lot of guys had to play. They were stepped up and put into roles that some of them are not used to. Austin Kaza did a very good job stepping in on the penalty kill, and he has a big body and a good stick, and to have him out there logging some of those minutes, he did a good job for us there.
I like that. Stefan Nukubiak, I think, had probably the loudest 2-person cheering section in Manitoba from the sounds of things.
Absolutely. No, he's a good kid, and he comes from a good family, and, they show him a lot of support over the season, and it certainly paid off in dividends for them on Friday there.
Spectacular for him to get a chance to show off in front of them. So, I mean, you've been coaching with Doug for a while, and the majority of the staff stay together with this little bit of a change, but is there any kind of different team or different sort of thing that we're going to see with these guys heading into this weekend? Is there a little bit of a different focus at all?
Well, I'm trying to keep everything positive and, keep the kids focused on the task at hand and, definitely preaching the discipline side of it. That was certainly the message moving through last weekend, and I thought they did 95% of the time a pretty good job. We didn't get into any scrums or fights or anything like that, so that's a positive for us. And, just keeping the energy positive and keeping spirits up in what's been a little bit of a long hockey season.
Yeah, been a bit of a couple road game or home weekends here to finish things off. So it'd be really nice to send a message maybe for next year. It looks a little bleak for the rest of this year in terms of making the playoffs. But
I think the math is in on that one.
we were just saying, we were joking around earlier. Don't tell the kids though. Maybe they don't know.
Yeah, maybe they don't know.
They didn't do the math. Although some of them say math is their favorite class. We'll try to put a couple wins on the board and turn things around at the end of this year and hopefully use that to head into next year.
Yeah, well, we'll have our hands full this weekend with Eastman. They're I don't believe as of yet they've had a regulation loss this season, so. We'll look to, shut down their fast breaks as much as we can and stay out of the penalty box because they have a pretty potent power play, and who knows, maybe we'll catch them snoozing.
You never know, break that streak on them. Great, thanks for joining me. That's head coach James Buchanan.
Thanks.
You're watching the Northstars Show on Shaw TV.
This is a minor hockey moment, a chance for us to explore all different nooks and crannies of the minor hockey world. And this time around, joining me is Doug Lamontang, who a lot of people know from Doug's Source for Sports. But today, we're not talking about that.
No, today we're talking about Thompson Tech.
So let's start from the start, because I know when I said to Paul, Tom Tech sponsoring the game, he said, what's Tom Tech all about? So what do you guys do?
Our biggest thing is hydraulics. We do a lot of cylinder repairs. We have a machinist. We do fabrication. Just about anything. We don't turn away nothing. I learned from my new boss, never say no is our motto.
If you need it done, they'll find a way.
Yeah.
And you found a way to sponsor the game on Saturday night. So Northstars are back home this weekend after their road swing last weekend. And you guys are sponsoring the game Saturday night?
Saturday night, it's free for everybody. We're paying for their tickets.
That's a deal that we will take. So kind of building, I guess, a little bit on the Valet thing when they sponsored the night earlier in the year. It's really nice to see a business like you guys step up and help out the Northstars and bring some people into the rink.
Yeah, we have lots of things. We got the bouncy house coming. We got the face painters coming, and and balloon tire guys are coming. Tie the balloons.
So all of that'll happen before the game on Saturday night.
5 to 7, the bouncy houses and stuff will be there.
It'll all be set up here in the lobby, and then we invite people down to come check that out. And then free admission is going to be a good one. It feels, even though the lineup, the faces have changed a little bit on the North Stars, it feels like there's some momentum. So we're hoping that they'll catch a win this weekend.
Yes, that'll be exciting. It'll be a really good thing, I think.
It's time for them to do that. Quick shout out to Tom Tech. I know has their bum bar on personal friend of Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
Brady Krentz wears the Tom Tech. Yeah. So come on out. He's Pee-wee, but next time the Pee-wees are in town, come check him out with Tom Tech. Doug, one more time, thanks a lot for sponsoring the game on Saturday night. So we invite everybody out 5:30?
5 o'clock to 7 will be the bouncy house and the face painting. Yeah.
Then we're dropping the puck and everybody gets in free.
Yeah. So hopefully everybody shows up and we pack the rink.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's give the North Stars a big finish here at the end of the year. Yeah. That's a minor hockey moment with Doug Lamontag from Tom Tech. This is 1 Minute with Callie Cummings and Blair Bodie. We're shaking things up a little bit this week. Two of our biggest fans, returning guests as well. These guys were on last year, and now it's awesome to have a chance to have you back. And a couple of the stars of the Norman Wild, so we thought we'd do 1 minute with you. First of all, though, how's the season been going so far? Callie, we'll start with you.
It's been going all right. We've been improving a lot. We could maybe get a couple more wins, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, putting on a good show at home here. What do you think? Echo those thoughts, or what do you think?
Yeah, same thing.
So far, so good. How's the season been going for you personally? Feeling pretty good at the AAA level?
Yeah, not too bad, I guess.
So far, so good. And Callie, you got a couple goals this past weekend. We'll touch on those right away, but before that, how do you feel the season's been going? Feel like you're adjusting to the speed in the league and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think I've been adjusting to it. Well, I've been playing it for a few years, so it's not too bad.
And Shaw wasn't in attendance this past weekend here at the CNS, but Paul's a great guy. We love him. But he chose to follow the North Stars down south for 3 losses when you guys picked up a couple here at home. So we didn't catch much of that on video other than amateur video, which some of the other girls on the team might have caught. Callie had a couple nice goals. Don't tell us about the shootout winner. We'll let her describe that one. But can you tell us about one of the other ones?
Well, she scored 2 on Saturday, and 1 she scored bar down, which was pretty nice. And then the other one, she came out of the corner, did a couple sweet moves and scored. So yeah, it was nice.
Okay, and just before we let her get to the huge brag about the shootout goal, for people that weren't here on the weekend, what do you think you guys did this time around to get some wins and to turn it around?
Well, we got a lot more shots on net than we usually do, and we controlled it a lot better.
That is top shelf. All right, Callie, brag time. I know sometimes some people don't like doing it. Paul does like bragging, actually, but we won't let him this time around. So you got a shootout winner. Talk us through it.
Well, I just went in there, and I just went, I don't know, I kind of dangled, and I went backhand, and I got lucky on it, though, because I just raised it at the last second and put it in, but I don't know, I got lucky on it.
Winner's a winner. It was a beauty. Last question before we get to 1 minute with the two of you. Did you know you were going to do that move all along? Did you talk to these guys on the bench and decide what you were going to do, or was this one of these where you just went in and whatever happened, happened?
I just went in and did it. It's usually my go-to move, so whatever. Yeah.
Sort of had an idea you would go to that, but you also just checked out the goalie, read the play?
Yeah.
I like it. You guys have a house league match coming up in just a few minutes, but do you have one more minute?
Yeah, I guess.
Paul, can you put a minute on the clock? Okay, first one, black tape or white tape?
It depends what stick I'm using.
You know what, I don't think we've ever heard that one before. I like it.
Oh, white tape.
I was a white tape guy all along, but I've kind of switched over to black lately. Things are going my way. Favorite song today? We'll get back to you. Okay, we'll get back to you.
I don't really have one.
Stumper, okay, we'll try this then. Yeah. Favorite pregame song? You guys must listen to tunes in the room.
Jang. I don't know how to say it.
Ganja Man.
Ganja Man? Really? All right, whatever. How long does it take you to get ready for a game? How early do you come to the rink for a big game?
Usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours before.
Well, I come an hour and a half before, but it doesn't take me very long.
So are you one of the people that gets like a bunch of your stuff on and then you cruise around the room, or is this sort of like you hang with your buds and then get all ready right at the end?
Yeah, I hang out and then get all ready at the end.
Yeah, same.
You? This is a new one to the North Star 1 minute. Who's the teammate that has the worst gas on your team?
It's a tough one.
So many options.
Yeah, so many options. I'll go with Carlin.
Garland,
Callie.
you knew that was coming. What's your favorite pregame meal?
Spaghetti.
Yeah, same. Spaghetti.
Nobody ever goes with salad.
I like that.
Nice, very nice. Favorite road arena?
That's a tough one. I don't know. I don't really have one.
We'll get back to you. You hate them all. I love it.
I get Morden, I guess.
Morden? Yeah, nice rink down in Morden, Hockey Hall of, or the Baseball Hall of Fame. Who's your biggest rival in the league, do you think? Team or a player? Who do you hate? Come on. They don't watch the show anyways. You can say it.
I'd say Westman, maybe?
Westman?
Yeah, Westman.
Westman. Guarantee. Favorite class?
Anatomy.
Ooh, cool. Can't be gym.
Oh, I was gonna say that. Math, I guess.
It's a great answer. It's a good answer on this show especially. Let's see. Which of your teammates is most into social media?
I'd say maybe, I don't know, Farragut.
Mackenzie.
Oh, yeah. What's your favorite non-hockey thing to do?
I like to play soccer.
Cool.
Badminton.
Yes, love that answer. Love that. We'll see you on the court. I might even be coaching this year. Just saying. I got an offer that I think I'm going to accept. Who's better hockey player, you or your brother?
My brother.
You?
Me.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, that's 1 minute with Callie Cummings and Blair Bodie.
I'm Killian Rosser, Norman Northstars. My number is 19. I played defense, hometown Thompson, Manitoba. I went to Burnwood Elementary School. Favorite player, Jacob Trouba.
That's a wrap, folks, on episode 16 of season 5 here on the Northstars Show. I'd like to thank Coach James Buchanan for telling us a little bit about what's going on with the Northstars. Still a lot of stuff up in the air, but it'll sort itself out before the end of the year. Eastman's in town, and the game's free on Saturday night, thanks to Tom Tech. And thank you to Doug Lamentang for joining us here on the show. Callie Cummings and Blair Bodie, two girls on the Norman Wild. Did a nice 1 minute with them. I thought a lot of ums and ahs, but some really good answers too. Mun Cup's in town, ladies and gentlemen. The big show is going to be right here in the C.A. Nesbitt and over on the Gordon Beard. So come on down, cheer on the Thompson King Minor Double A's, A's, and the Carroll Arrows. Stuff starts Friday afternoon, goes all the way through to Sunday afternoon too. It's going to be a great one. Opening ceremony Saturday afternoon. Come on down and check that out. So before we wrap it up, just in case you missed it, last show, episode 15, executive producer Paul, the one-name guy, finally had a mistake. I make mistakes on this show every week, and he had a little bit of a glitch. So check the closing on episode 15. It's good for a little chuckle. We'll catch you all next week right here on the Northstars Show.